Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to some Duel Links. And today we are continuing our race through the KC Cup. We're still using 6 Samurais, but I've refined the deck a little bit just because I thought it could use a few changes. It wasn't really optimized. Not that I changed a whole lot of things. I mostly just added another dual wield and I put in Armades instead of Vermilion Dragon Mech. I think the rest of it's mostly fine. If we can rely more on dual wield, then we can win a lot faster. So let's go ahead and get into our duels. Dual wield is one of the most powerful cards for 6 Samurais just because not a lot of decks can actually deal with it. Especially if they end their turn. Then in their end phase, you can just kind of dual wield them. And then they'll have nothing on the field for your turn where you can just kill them. We're still going Yugi. I checked and I don't have Destiny Draw. Apparently Destiny Draw is also a drop reward. So we'd like to get that if at all possible. I did equip the KC Cup mat and card sleeves here. We got a 24 card Joey this time. Very similar to the 26 card Joey. However, he has 6 extra deck slots. So, we just hope he... What on earth? You know, I was expecting a Slash Dragon. Instead, he appears to have summoned a Meteor Dragon. So that's something, I suppose. Let us... trying to decide what we put down. I think we just put Fuma. Because if we have Fuma, then he can't OTK us. And our goal is just to dual wield him and then probably go for the win. We need to draw something though, because I don't think we can just win with a Shien. But actually having Shien on the field against this deck, what do you do again? You target one. Okay, yep. Okay. I'm not that worried about that effect. He still can't technically kill us. Not that I'm gonna let him kill us. I just want him to play out his hand first. Alright, he's just going straight to battle. So let's hit him with that dual wield. We'll hit this thing, and we'll hit that back row card. That'll wipe his field. Red Eye Spirit. Does that still work? I guess it does probably work. I thought it was a continuous trap card for some reason. So he'll still get to kill our Fuma, which is fine. What am I gonna summon when he kills Fuma? That's the real question. We should probably just summon Kizaru and then search for another Fuma. Or maybe we should have searched Kagamusha, because then we could have OTK'd. Actually, we can OTK like this. No, we can't. False. Absolute lie. I was like, hey, we can summon Kagamusha, but what we needed was to be able to summon Anishi to actually be able to OTK. But we can't. So we'll just summon Kagamusha over here. He'll just hang out. Then we'll also summon... Wait. Is this the play? Is it time to make the big Wayne plays? It is time. So, All you need for Anishi to work is another 6 Samurai on the field. We already have a 6 Samurai on the field. We could also just summon Kagamusha. I was calling Kajiki Kagamusha for some reason. Kagamusha is this guy. We could have summoned him and made a Shien. Probably should have attacked, but that's okay. So we'll get rid of his red eyes. Send that back to the hand. And now we just crush him. So there's an example where Wayne comes in use because we could have summoned a Shien and ended up wiping the field and doing like half of his life points, but we wouldn't have won. So while we'd have a good field state, we didn't win the game, and we knew that he probably didn't have Kiteroid or a Karibo or a Sphere Karibo in his hand, so it was fairly safe to go for that play. Because the reason that I would know that, it's not that I knew it 100%, but he's a Red Eyes deck, and playing any of those cards in your Red Eyes deck is going to severely slow you down. Especially when you're running a 24 card deck already. So what are we doing here? Our play is going to be Kajiki, Fuma into Legendary Secret, which should just be an OTK actually, unless he's got Floodgate. He's going to need to Floodgate Kajiki. Actually, I don't even think you can. Actually don't know, but he didn't have a trigger anyways, so it doesn't matter. So we're gonna have a full field at the end of this turn. So this is pretty much just a wrap already. The second Shien hits the field, he can't activate his back card. So unless he has something in his hand to stop this, he will be losing right here. Now we could have also used Aestheticism on Kajiki to get Anishi out on the field if we needed it. But we didn't need to send anything back to the hand, so we just summoned Kazan instead. But yeah, there was a nice turn 2 quick victory. That's what 6 Samurais excels at. If your opponent just sets a back row and doesn't play anything, a lot of times 6 Samurais are just going to roll you over. And that's also what Blackwings will do, which is why Blackwings like to run 2 Hatrunades, because Hatrunade sends all set spell and trap cards on the field. I think it's even non-set ones, like if they're face up as well. I think it just sends them all back to the hand. So then you know that there's no trap cards that are going to interfere with you getting lethal. And so Blackwings will play Hatrunade at the beginning of their turn and then just go crazy, summoning everything and then OTK. Now this is not a great hand. Not liking it. But he is running a 30 card deck. Could be 30 card Shiranui. Yet to be determined. Alright, he set 3 back row. Very interesting so far. Did he then immediately click X? I don't know. Hello, Kaiba. Come on, Kaiba. Alright, it says connection failed, but I'm pretty sure that he just went back to Fortnite. If you don't know what the back to Fortnite thing is from, it's Duel Links meta. Every time someone DCs against him, he always say it. Well, he always says that he sends people back to Fortnite just by beating them, but mostly when they DC, it's because they're like they're logging into Fortnite, and that's why they had to click X on their game. I find it pretty funny. So whenever he beats someone, he's like, "Back to Fortnite!" Points at the camera. I don't have that level of enthusiasm. Maybe that would help me. 22 card deck and you're running Mark of the Dragonhead? I guess that's why your deck is 22 cards, huh? That explains a lot. Alright, we got turn 1 Shien. I actually prefer to go first with 6 samurais. Ooh, wait. Do we want to summon Kajiki? I think we summon Kajiki. Kajiki can keep our Shien safe. But yeah, I prefer to go first with 6 samurais because usually if you have a play, then you can either set up like a dual wield with a Shien in front of it, which is pretty much like almost... It used to be the unstoppable combo, a Shien standing in front of a dual wield, because he just negates anything you're trying to do, and then at the end of your turn, he sends everything on your field back to your hand, and then he OTKs you next turn. No longer is that the strongest field, mostly because a lot of decks can very easily summon things that are bigger than Shien. And that's where Shien struggles, is when you have monsters that can just attack over him. Which is why I put Kajiki out on the field, because if something does attack over him, we can just save him. So this guy looks like could be Black Rosing the field? If he Black Roses the field, I might just lose. So please don't do that. But he does only have 3 extra deck cards. We know one of them is Stardust Dragon because of his ability. Yusei's special, what was it, Mark of the Dragon Head? I can't remember which piece Yusei is. Yeah, he's Mark of the Dragon Head. So he gets 2 Junk Synchrons and a Stardust Dragon added to his deck. What? Did he just... What did you do? Why didn't you play? Alright, well, what do you do? Alright, we'll just wipe his field. I'm not sure why he didn't Synchro Summon anything. Maybe he doesn't know how to Synchro Summon. I mean, there are, like, really new people. But, like, obviously 3 plus 4 is not 8. Stardust Dragon is level 8. So he must have just not had a level 7. And maybe he was like, oh yeah, I got Stardust Dragon turn 1, and then it didn't let him Synchro Summon, and he's like, oh, what the heck? I don't know. I have no idea what level of player we're playing against. There are, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a very, very complicated game. It is not very friendly for a new person coming in, unless you have someone explaining it to you. Like, how you learn half of this stuff is just a nightmare. Like, when I look at... I don't even know pendulums very well. What just happened? Why would you do that if you weren't going to play a spell card? He negated Shien's effect, but then he didn't even play a spell card. Whatever, who cares? So if you're wondering what this card is in my hand, it's called Cunning of the 6 Samurai. I can send 1 face-up 6 Samurai to the graveyard, and then target 1 6 Samurai in either player's graveyard and special summon that. Since I'm sending a card first, I can, like, send Shien and then summon Shien again. And since it's a quick play spell, I can use it during the battle phase, and therefore I can attack with Shien, send him to the graveyard, summon him again, and then attack with him again. So that's a nice lethal play that I've definitely made use of and OTK'd people with. I don't know if I should run more of that card. I only generally run 1 of them, because if you get more of them, they're not that useful. You really only use it in, like, you have a bad hand scenario and you really have to swap out one of your 6 samurais that you already have in the graveyard, or you use it to OTK. In both situations, I feel like having more than 1 is always going to be bad, but drawing into it is almost always good. Now this is an interesting hand, but we got plays off of this. So when I look at this hand immediately, I want to play Dojo, obviously, and I want to play Kajiki, but Kajiki's not going to have anyone to special summon unless I draw it. Now, Kajiki summoning Kajiki is not the greatest thing in the world, but Kajiki has 200 attack, and we know that Aestheticism can summon something with the same attack from our deck. So we can summon Fuma, using Kajiki. So what we're going to do here, he apparently has a response to that. We're going to go ahead and summon Kajiki, and we're going to activate Kajiki's effect to summon a second Kajiki, because we want lethal. This only works with a different name. Yeah, okay, so his attack won't increase from this. Now we got 2 charges on on Dojo here. So, do we even care if we have a Fuma on the field? I don't think we need a Fuma. Yeah, I don't think we need a Fuma. I think we just go straight Kagamusha. No, don't do that. So we go Kagamusha. I always like to put Fuma and Kagamusha in defense unless I need them in attack for a dual wield, just because they they're low attack, high defense monsters. So I just always put them in defense unless I need it different. So what we're gonna go ahead and do here is we're gonna test this guy, and we're gonna see if we have lethal. I mean, we could kind of guarantee lethal by just playing aestheticism right away. So like generally my rule is if I have more than 2,000 attack, then I can almost guarantee that my monster will be able to swing over a face down defense position monster. In this case, the only way we could lethal is if Kajiki was the one swinging over it, and Kajiki does not have above 2,000 attack, so I can't guarantee that he'll be able to swing over a face down. In this case, he could have. Do you get to special summon? No, you just get to add a card to your hand. You lose. Just click X. It's over. Get out of here. Unless you got a Kiteroid, this game's over. He's got something. He's not playing it. Surprise Kiteroid? Anything? Alright, he's done. But yeah, just I kind of use that as a rule. A lot of times people won't have 2,000 defense, but there are monsters in the game that have up to like below level 4 monsters that you can just set onto the field that have up to 2,000, 2,100. I think 2,100 is the highest like normal situation that you'll find. Every once in a while you'll find a higher defense card, but it doesn't really happen that often, so I don't take it into account. I just kind of use 2,000 as my benchmark, and sometimes I just won't use that benchmark at all if I need to make a play. So what do you do here? We don't have a lot of options, so we go with the old bluff tactic. Now the bluff tactic, we set our prized trap card, which isn't our prized trap card, but we make him think that it's our prized trap card, and then we sit here for a little bit and we're like, ah crap, he's gonna blow up our prized trap card. I'm gonna set another one that's a distraction. Now the distraction that we set is the real prized trap card. So now he thinks that the first one is the good one, second one's the bad one. In this case, both of them are really good, but we'd rather have dual wield. Also, he's going crazy. I don't think we dual wield him though. Because we can't actually win this turn. Yeah. Do I still have Stardust Charge Warrior in here? I don't. So, I think we play nothing and just attack. We could always just dual wield if it's bad. Ugh. That's gross. I don't think he can beat us next turn though. So I didn't dual wield. Just because if I just send that stuff back to his hand, he's gonna play it again. So it doesn't progress the board at all. He's playing Dragoonity, huh? Interesting. I never used this guy on my Dragoonity deck. Special, you can select in your graveyard and equip it to this card. Alright, he's going for the synchro play. Level 8 synchro. Do Dragoonities have a level 8 synchro? They do, right? If I remember correctly. It's like, I forget what his name is. We've rarely ever used it. We'll see in a second. Okay, never mind. He's summoning Scrap Dragon. He's going straight face. You do you. You got it. Nice play. Now, he could have a follow-up in which I just misplayed, but I don't think he does. Also, he didn't activate Scrap Dragon's effect for whatever reason, which I think he should have. Now, what are we gonna do? Our hand's not looking good. Not looking good at all. We're hoping... Really, everything sucks. Any play where we can special summon next turn sucks. So, we might just have to play... I kind of just want Anishi, maybe? Because I want to be able to dual wield him, otherwise I'm not getting rid of that Scrap Dragon. My only other way to get rid of the Scrap Dragon is to Wall of Disruption him. I don't know what he's doing. He just like ran down the clock for nothing. Alright, so we got Fuma. We could do this. Never mind. We got this. We got this. We got easy plays. Easy plays. So, you don't want to use... Well, you could use Dual Wield, I think, here. I think that all works perfectly fine. Because if you Dual Wield, it'll resolve before armor resolves. You just want to do it in this order because Dual Wield will not go off if you don't have one face-up attack position. So if I use it now, then I can send both of his cards back to his hand, which if you send an extra deck card back to the hand, it goes back to the extra deck. And then armor summons. If we had done it the other way, where we use Dual Wield and then chained armor, armor would not... Like, armor would negate our own Dual Wield. Because then we would no longer meet the conditions for Dual Wield to be activated. So it would just fizzle. So when a card gets activated, but it can't actually use its effect, it's called fizzling. Now, in this board state, we're pretty powerful. We could have also just finished our Synchro Summon and then used Dual Wield, because then we only have 1/6 Samurai on the field. But in anticipation of him maybe catching on to the fact that I was about to Synchro Summon, and he could have maybe floodgated one of my monsters, I just immediately Dual Wielded, and then he can no longer floodgate. Because if I chain 2 on, like, my monster summon is chain 1, and then I chain Dual Wield, or I guess he could only use it on armor if I'm actually summoning armor, but once Floodgate can't be above chain 2 anymore, so it would not work for him. So if you can fit, because the turn player always gets to chain to their own card first. So if I have something that can chain to the summon of my Fuma, then I get the choice first. Then my opponent gets the choice to respond. He didn't have anything to respond, so he didn't respond. Then I get another turn to respond to my own card. But once Floodgate gets above chain 2, then it can no longer be used. Do we just summon this dude? Yeah, I guess so. This game's over anyways. I don't know what I'm thinking about. What do you got? Anything? It's a drowning! Oh no! If only we had planned for this. Alright, that was pretty easy. We are just ripping through the duels today. I feel like I already know what I want to make the title for this one. But I don't know if people are actually gonna get it or not. So I'll leave that up in the air. I don't think I'm gonna change the title, so if it does end up what I'm thinking, just know that it's supposed to be a reference to something. We got a Joey. This might be our last duel. We might have one more. He has life point boost, so he gets 1,000 extra life points. Absolutely amazing. What are we doing? What are we doing? We are setting a face down, setting Fuma face down, and ending our turn. Unfortunately, we can't do any special summoning this turn. We could have summoned Kajiki, but that doesn't help us in any way, so we didn't want to do that. So we're just going to wait for him to kill our Fuma. He is just going to search his Red Eyes Fusion. I assume summon a Slash Dragon. Slash Dragon would be his best choice, unlike that one guy who summoned Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon. Okay, so Slash Dragon, we have the problem of he's going to get an attack for free, which means he's going to equip a Warrior. And we are not going to do that. So we'll activate Fuma. Fuma will summon Kizaru. Might as well put him in defense mode, doesn't really matter. We'll activate Kizaru's effect, search for a Fuma. Normal plays. So, now we look at his dragon here. So he gets 200 attack, and when a card effect is activated that targets a card you control, you can send one equipped card to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If this card is destroyed by battle, he special summons whatever is equipped to him. Wait, you can special summon as many monsters from your graveyard that were equipped. Yeah, okay. So, what are we going to do about it? We're going to go ahead and set our Floodgate. There was no point to switch into attack mode, but whatever. Do we even want to make an offensive play here? I think the answer is no. I think we just summon, we'd rather have him, I was thinking about killing his face down monster. I think we just leave his face down monster up. And we just end our turn like this. Because we want to get a big wall of disruption on him. And the more cards he has on the field, the more attack he loses. So if I kill one of his cards, he's going to have less cards on the field. What do you do? You could special set. Oh, we don't care about that. Alright, so now he, unless he has Blast with Chain, we should probably just flip that face down immediately. We don't want him using that card. That card can pop our back row when Slash Dragon attacks. So now we'll hit him with a big wall of D. He'll probably summon whatever that thing was. But now we have a Nishi in hand, so we can make a big play. Oh, and we got another wall of D for our troubles. So unfortunately, we can't quite win. What do you even do? Okay, we don't have any face-up spell cards, so we don't really care about that. Let's go ahead, battle. We're gonna swing into this because it gives us the most damage. Then we'll go ahead and use Anishi's effect. Send that back to hand. We'll continue the attack on that. And then Anishi will pop this guy. So now the tides have turned. We got a negate in our pocket. We got a wall of disruption behind us. Unfortunately, we don't have Anishi's effect active because we don't have 2 Six Samurais in our graveyard. But that is okay. I don't know what you do. Alright, that is unfortunate. Without Anishi's effect, we can't actually do anything about that. Can't use aestheticism. If we could summon Giganticastle, we could do it. So I guess we just have to wait for him to swing into our Wall of D. Unfortunate, but it's what's got to be done. Although if he swings over Anishi, it won't kill him. Just go ahead, activate this immediately. Alright, so he's gonna summon his Gearfried back, I think. But I mean, he could have attacked over our Anishi, I think. I'm not sure why he did not. Oh well. Let's finish this guy. We have lots of options. If everything goes wrong, we're just gonna go ahead and negate that. And I actually don't know how this works. If I were to send my Shien to the graveyard before his attack. But it doesn't matter, we win anyways. Even if he gains that much life. He just thinks that he doesn't die. We should have maybe tried it. I don't know what would have happened if I'd played this in response to all that. There's a chance he just wouldn't have gained the life. But then oh wait. Oh, well, I miscalculated that a little bit. So we should have tried it. I just don't know what would have happened to the mirror wall in that case. I don't know if the mirror wall would have still gotten negated or not, because Shien would no longer be on the field to negate it. So, I don't know. Are you just gonna keep playing nonsense? All he's doing is stalling. You have literally no chance to win. Are we done? Thank you. Alright, we've done it. We went on quite the tear there. I also realized that there's a pack that we get when we play 4 duels. We made it to duel level 13. We're probably almost 14. But we can go ahead and open the pack as the final thing here. So you get 50 gems along with this pack. We'll go ahead and open the pack. Looks like maybe we got something good. Don't know what that is. We got a U-Bell. Alright, well, it's not great, but I don't think any of the cards in this pack are that great. I think they're all cards that you can farm. Obviously, you can farm U-Bell just by playing against U-Bell. But either way, that's going to do it for this one. Another good showing of 6 Samurais. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.